Writing a business plan on catfish farming. This lesson is to specifically guide those who wish to run catfish farming business to writing a business plan. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to come up with a business plan of your own on catfish farming. The category of business we will be talking about is a startup or a new investment plan on catfish farming. Although it can be partly used for a fish farm willing to expand and invest more in our production. As a point of emphasis, the essence of writing a business plan is to ensure your goals and objectives are put in writing. A business that wants to be successful must have a plan mapped and written. And as you grow the business, you shall keep updating this set of ideas to achieving your goals. But for the purpose of presenting a documented plan to an authority, it is important to follow some structural steps. And that is the reason this video shall talk about what you should have from the very first page of your business plan. The business plan. From the first module on business plan, we were able to establish that a business plan is a written representation of where a company is going, how it will get there, and what it should look like once it arrives there. Meaning that it is a written representation of where a fish business is going, how it will get there in structure and production, and what it will look like once it arrives at feeding the market and remaining relevant in the world of catfish business. For you to write a good business plan, you need to provide the following: 1. A cover page. 2. An address page. 3. Table of contents. 4. Introduction into fishery. 5. Your business overview. 6. Equipment required. 7. Executive summary about your company. 8. Description of your product and service. 9. Business structure. 10. SWOT analysis. 11. Market analysis. 12. Financial analysis. 13. Production cost and profit table or cash flow table. 14. Your checklist and milestone. Before we move further, it is important to note at this moment that if you want to be taken seriously in the world of business, if you are going through these video lessons, kindly note that you need to have a company registered and standardized before you present a business plan to a financial institution for assistance. The preconception here is that we are addressing persons who are having registered companies with the Corporate Affairs Commission in Nigeria. For startup businesses, the next thing after registering your company is to get a bank account that bears the name of your company. By so doing, it shows you are really ready for serious business with any organization or group of persons who wish to do business with you. The cover page. This page contains the name of your company, presenting the business plan on basics of catfish farming to a particular institution or investor. It will also contain the month and year the plan is written. Address page. This page is to have the name of your company, kind of business, the address of your company, the email address, phone lines, websites, if any. Table of contents. This is a list of the headings and subheadings with their corresponding page numbers. Introduction to fishery. Introduction gives us a background into the business, relating to what motivates you into going into the business. You could have a start like: fish farming is undoubtedly one of the fastest growing agricultural enterprises in Nigeria. Nigerians are high fish consumers. The demand for fish in the country is very high, and yet the Nigerian market relies largely on importation of fish and fishery products. The total demand for fish as at year 2020 is about 2 million metric tons annually. However, total supply roughly remains at about 1.5 million metric tons. The effort of fishermen in the rivers and coastal waters in catching fish in Nigeria, supported by importation from Europe and Asia, have been the traditional sources of fish in our markets. But the decreasing fish stocks in rivers and oceans across the world due to global warming and environmental pollutions have severely affected fish supplies, thereby making fish farming or fish culturing very essential to the sustenance of fish and fishery products in the market. You should talk about the health benefit of consuming fish, talking about how encouraging the returns on investment ROI is and its significance to the nation's economy. You are to build an introduction that will interest the reader to go further. Business overview. This is to talk about the nature of your business, which is a producer of catfish for human consumption, explaining how the customers get access to your products. Create some merits for the production of live table-sized fresh fish and the processed ones. You can at this point let us know your company's positioning statement, your vision statement, and mission statements. Equipment and materials required. Catfish business requires quite a number of equipment and materials to get the job done on a regular basis. A list of farm equipment and materials fish farmers use for production are, but not limited to: 1. Water dam. 2. Earthen ponds or dugout ponds. 3. Concrete ponds. 4. Rubber ponds or wooden ponds or fiber tanks. 5. Storehouses. 6. Aerators. 7. Water storage tank. 8. Surface water pumping machine, borehole or a well. 10. Submersive pumping machine in the borehole or the well. 11. Smoking kiln, ovens. 12. Cropping nets or harvesting nets. 13. Scooping nets. 14. Sorting table. 15. Measuring scales. 16. Van. 17. Fish. 18. Feed. 19. Pond covering nets. 20. Fertilizer, NPK, to mention but a few. Executive summary. The name of your company and its status in the society can be explained here. The main business is the production of catfish for human consumption. You selling both fresh and processed fish should be well emphasized here. The location of your company, our aims and objectives to our clients must be written. A brief history of the owner or board members of the company should be given, explaining how well grounded the management or the chief executive officer of the company is in the business of catfish farming. A good list or explanation of the products and services offered to customers should be given here too. For instance, the sales of fingerlings catfish, juvenile catfish, table size, fish feed, processed fish, and so on. Business structure. This is another aspect that should not be left out. You should let the reader know the kind of structure you have or intend to have in terms of production structure and staff strength. The duties of the employees should also be clearly enumerated. Below is an example of the list of staff members a standard fish farm is expected to have. 1. Managing Director. 2. Administration Manager. 3. Veterinary Doctor. 4. Farm Manager 1. 5. Farm Manager 2. 6. Marketing and Sales Executive. 7. Purchasing Manager. 8. Accountant or Cashier. 9. Store Manager. 10. Front Desk Officer. 11. Security Guard. 12. Cleaner. And 13. Van Driver. SWOT analysis. The strengths of fish farming business, the weakness of the business, opportunities available for anyone in the business, and the threats of the business should be given. This will let the reader know you actually have a deep knowledge in the business. Do not dwell so much on your weakness and threats without writing in such a way that you have solutions to them. Market analysis. This is probably the aspect that your reader will be very interested in. This part will show if you truly know your way and stand in the market. Customers are the soul of all businesses. Without customers, your business will die fast. Thus, it is imperative to let us know your target customers or target market. In fishery, a list of target customers are the household, supermarkets for dry fish, dry food sales stores, boarding schools, fast food joints, restaurants, hotels, research centers, to caterers, to students. You should also let us know your competitors and the competitive advantage you have in place to stay relevant in the market. For instance, your competitive advantage could be production of fingerlings, thereby getting the fish stocked in the pond cheaper to help in the end results of price tagging. It could be buying the feed and feed ingredients in large quantity to reduce cost of feed, or an ongoing research on feed supplements to reduce cost of feed and achieve budget total weight. It could also be differentiation in the hygienic processing of the smoked fish, differentiation in the packaging of the smoked fish. It could be good customer service or community-based sensitizations, employment of information communication technology for information dissemination, marketing, customer engagement could also be your strength. Moreover, your sales and marketing strategy should be explained too. How you intend to keep getting your sales go up. Measures like advertisement, visits to market, use of social media, one-on-one marketing, creating unique logo and slogan, giving incentives and so on can help you in staying relevant in the market. Financial analysis. The sources of your income for the business should be made known at this junction. How much you intend to get from your investors or the financial institution you are writing to. Assumptions on sales, forecasts, and annual turnovers should be enumerated here, letting the reader know if by the end of each fiscal year the business will be able to pay her debt over a certain period of time and still remain in business with the leftover capital. The production costs, material costs, labor costs, and other costs should surface in financial analysis. You can prepare a cash flow table to show how funds will be moving and accumulating to making good ROI, returns on investments. If you are going to be making sales of fresh fish as different from dry or smoked ones and other processed fish, you should separate the table and give an explanation of how the products each will help sustain the business. Checklists and milestones. A glance at this table will help your reader know what steps you have taken in making your business standard, what is in progress, and what is yet to be done. For instance, your table could show business name availability is done, business registration is done, opening of business accounts is done, digging of pond is done or could be work in progress, recruiting of employees as work in progress, purchase of farm van or truck is not done yet, and so on. We have come to the end of this lesson. I hope by watching this video you have added a bit to what you already know. There is always room for further research to improving what has been offered in this lesson, so it is highly imperative you get someone to help review what you have written before submission to the final reader. There is no doubt that catfish farming in Nigeria is a very profitable and lucrative business. You need to do it right by drawing complete business plan and follow it to the letter. Good managerial skills and acceptable standard is required for you to make good profits from your catfish farming business in Nigeria.